Listen carefully. Black men have fought in every war this country has ever seen. We have bled for this flag. We have died for this country. But when it comes to decision making, we're nowhere to be found. Not at the table, not in the room, not in power, not in policy. And right now, as the world stands on the edge because of Iran and the United States conflict, we are still missing. Let me ask you something. How can a group of people be strong enough to fight for a country and all of its wars, but not trusted enough to help lead it? That doesn't make sense to me. Black men have always answered the call. From the trenches of World War II to the jungles of Vietnam to the sandbox of Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan. We show up. But when policies get written, when strategies get decided, when lives are on the line, we're not in those rooms. Situation room, we're not in. That's not just a problem. That's dangerous. Because decisions are being made about war, about community, definitely, about the future, without the voice of the very men who carry the burden more than others. And here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. When you don't have representation, you don't have protection. That's why I look at our promotion numbers in the service. You don't have influence, you don't have power. The lack of black generals. And when you don't have power, you get used. Most blacks are enlisted. Used for labor, used for votes, used for sacrifice. But we're no position to make decisions on policy. Right now, we're watching as the tension is boiling over, conflict. Leaders making decisions behind closed doors. And I ain't gonna lie, I have to ask, who's speaking for black men? Who is making sure our communities ones are not the ones paying the price again? Because history shows us when decisions are made without us, we suffer the consequences the most. Sadly, we do. But let's be honest. We can't point fingers. You can't be pointing fingers at people without first looking inward at ourselves. Because somewhere along the way, we stop preparing ourselves for those seats at the table. You seen when they stand up in the for Congress and Senate, mostly white. But we stop pushing for political power. We stop building leaders. We stop demanding a place at the table. Instead, we got distracted, divided, and put into a survival mode by the psychological warfare. And while we were fighting each other groups were building their system and they were positioning their people in there. They were stacking their influence. They were taking seats and they were taking seats away from black people. That's the difference. But this is a wake-up call, black men, black women, black people. Because the next time, and it will be the next time, the next war, the next major decision, policy, all of it, we know it's coming. And if we're not in position to be in that situation room, to be in that congressional meeting, we'll be right back where we've always been. We'll be on the front lines, but not in the true leadership. That has to change. Black men must rise, not just physically, but politically, intellectually. We need thinkers. We need builders. We need men who understand power. Because catch this, power isn't given, it's built. And here's the question. Are we going to keep watching from the sideline? Or we're going to be the quarterback on the football field, the point guard on the basketball court, the pitcher at the baseball field? Are we going to be in an important position? Because nobody's going to come and save us. Not other politicians, no system, no outside force. It starts with us building ourselves, educating ourselves, positioning ourselves. So the next time major decisions are being made, we're not missing out. We're making important decisions and we are leading the charge. Because they sent 2 people over to Iran to Pakistan, as you were, Pakistan to negotiate. The 2 people they sent had no representation of any other race, but white supremacy. They want to dominate for Israel alone. A group of black men would have had the negotiation corrected and would have had a deal, but we're not in position. Just remember that save our black men. This is our motto. If we don't lead, we will always be led. Y'all remember that. And as always, save our black men.